rugby fans, let's talk controversy. Week 2 of the Quilter Nations Series definitely delivered, and one moment has had the internet absolutely buzzing. I am talking about Cam Roigard. And strive for the All Blacks in the opening minutes of their win over Scotland. Now, the try itself was clean, a great finish by the scrum half. The real debate is about the build-up. All Blacks second row Josh Lord made a blistering break right through the Scottish defense to set it all up. But here's the thing, he seemed to break straight from the base of a ruck and touched. As soon as it happened, social media lit up. Was it legal? He was part of the ruck, wasn't he? How could he just pick up the ball and go? The confusion got even worse when you look at another game. Just before that, Japan's tight head prop, Shuhei Takeuchi, tried a move that looked almost identical. He was immediately penalized by the referee, Gianluca Necchi. So, one player scores a try. The other gives away a penalty for doing what looks like the exact same thing. Naturally, this sent the conspiracy theorists into overdrive. Are the All Blacks getting favorable treatment? Is there a bias against Tier 2 nations? It's an easy conclusion to jump to. But the reason is much simpler, and it all comes down to the fine print of the rugby rulebook. Luckily, legendary former referee Nigel Owens broke it all down for us on World Rugby's Whistle Watch, and the explanation is fascinating. Let's start with the Japan incident. Owens explains it perfectly. In that situation, a ruck had clearly formed. You had players from both teams on their feet, bound together over the ball. The Japanese player, Takeuchi, was part of that ruck. The rule is crystal clear. You cannot play the ball with your hands while you're part of a ruck. If he wanted to pick that ball up, he first had to completely detach himself from the ruck. By detaching, he would signal that the ruck is over, and then he could play the ball. But he didn't. He put his hands down and played the ball while still bound. So the penalty was the correct call. Simple as that. Now, let's look at the All Blacks try and Josh Lord's break. This is where it gets interesting. According to Owens, the key difference is that in this instance, a ruck never actually formed. Think about it. For a ruck to exist, you need at least one player from each team on their feet, bound over the ball. In this play, you had the tackled player on the ground and New Zealand players over him, but there were no Scottish players on their feet, bound onto those All Blacks. So, legally speaking, it wasn't a ruck. So what was it? It was simply a tackle situation. Since no ruck was formed, the law about not using your hands in a ruck doesn't apply. Josh Lord wasn't picking the ball up * in a ruck *. He was picking it up from a tackle situation, which is perfectly legal. He was on his feet, came through the gate from his side, and because the ball was available and no ruck had formed, he was completely entitled to pick it up and run. The fact he had one leg back and the ball was in front of that leg just confirms he was in a legal position to play it. So there you have it, two moments that look identical to the naked eye. But under the microscope of rugby's laws, they are completely different situations with completely different outcomes. It's not a conspiracy. It's just a brilliant example of how complex and nuanced the game of rugby can be. It also shows a player with incredible game awareness to spot the opportunity. What do you think? Did you spot the difference live? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more.